And then you would have been on the news screaming, somebody took my child. I don't know where they are. Help me, please. When it was because you were being a horrible mother. You understand?
This was
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, see that, I do know that means that. So,
Well, at least you didn't say to Jesus.
okay, it's the Jesus. All right,
Family violence,
It's a bond issue, Judge, where I filed a motion to reduce the
all right,
bond.
have you conferred with the state on the
I
bond?
conferred with the state, and the state's done some research, and apparently there is a misreading of the bond amount. It's supposed to be 10,000, and that's what they're agreeing to reduce it to, or have it set at 10,000 instead of the 70,000.
All right, so let's start here. Where are we on discovery?
Ashley Jones for the record, Your Honor.
Oh, we're not on the record yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, no, I'm working on that, Judge. And there's some witnesses that I'm trying to get in touch with. One, we don't have an address or a phone number for, but we're working through other channels to try to get.
All right, and then state, were you able to tender an offer or no?
No, Your Honor, I think we've just been dealing with this bond issue. I think this is the second time defense counsel has appeared. And so,
Do y'all want to confer on an offer and then you can come back and I'll hear your bond issue?
Sure, Judge, brings you.
All right, thank you.
thanks, Judge.
I do have to go to the 186th as well. I'll
You can
confer
confer with
first.
them and then we'll take this right
I'll
up.
I'll confer with them first, Judge.
All right. All right, just have a seat.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
And then once you finish conferring with them, that's just approach because I know the deputies are trying to make sure there are not a lot of people in the box.
Understood. Just on names, Judge, we had a baseball game in Austin, did high school, right? $30,000 a year prep school, St. Michael's. Those people couldn't print them. They're pronouncing it Emilio Negrete, Alex Canales.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, my question was, are they doing that on purpose? Or are they just so lily white up there that they don't know that they're in Austin? It's just technically it's Canales and Negrete. Stand right there, make sure you speak up. Okay?
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 012173 State versus Estrella Hernandez de Jesus. Could I have parties announced for the record? State.
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Help for the defense.
And are you Ms. de Jesus?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. de Jesus, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? And did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor. So we're proceeding on count 1 of the indictment and we'll waive count 2.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of abandoning or endangering a child with intent to the return? That is a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yeah.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, she has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She is, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count one. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication in the parenting class. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
That is the plea, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing that you're waiving your right to appeal, the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes,
Counsel, are there any such motions?
There are none, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years, 150 hours of community service restitution, no contact with the complainants, the MRT, TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
yes,
Then to the offenses charged in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
guilty.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state offers into evidence State's Exhibit 1 with all attachments.
No objections from defense, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments that will review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
With your permission, Judge, we would respectfully request to waive the PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
If it pleases the court, first of all, regarding the $1,500 fine, we would ask the court to probate at least a portion, if not
I
all
will
of it.
probate the fine.
She is 22 years old and she does have these 2 young children. She is not receiving child support currently. Currently, she's been incarcerated for several months. The children have been placed by CPS with her aunt, Maribel Villegas. And as soon as she gets out, CPS has recommended some programs for her to do some services, which she will, has informed me that she is ready, willing, and more than willing and able to perform. So we've just addressed the recommendation by the DA of no contact with the 2 complainants, which are her children. She would like to have at least no harmful and injurious contact or possibly some supervised contact, whatever CPS recommends based on her progress with respect to their plan that they have. She does have a plan for employment once she gets out. That'd be to immediately get with some temporary services and agencies until she can find steady, regular employment. Her last such employment was with Toyota 2 years ago. She had to leave that job because of the commitments she had with these 2 young children. She was unable to be at work all the time because she didn't have sufficient sitters for the children. Her aunt has stepped up and that's who should be relying on once she gets out, Judge.
All right. So here's my question for you. Why were you not at home with your children on this day?
So what happened was I had a friend, she came to the house and she lived on the next block. She was going through it with her boyfriend. She wanted me to go help her pack a bag. She was scared that he was gonna hit her. So it was supposed to be a quick.
So
thing.
here's my question. What were you planning on doing if her boyfriend were to show up?
Well, he was there, so she was scared of. She was scared that he was gonna break everything in the house and hurt her. So I was trying to help her, like she.
So
felt
how you
safe.
helped her was you left let me make sure my math is right. The offense date is 2024.
Help you out, Your Honor. The children were 3 years old and 1 year old at the time.
So you decided, let me go help my friend with her crazy boyfriend and leave children alone who can't even take care of themselves in a house by themselves. And it wasn't just for 2 minutes because the child who could talk said that they were thirsty and hungry. So tell me, where does, what is his name? Where does Mr. Adrian Ruiz play into all of this?
He was giving me a ride. He was down the street and he came with me. And we took the car. We went right there on San Fernando, which is on the next street.
No, because in the police report, people are saying that your car was driving up and down the street.
No, Your Honor, it's not my car. That was his car. I was at home all
Well,
day.
the people who were in the car, which was you and this Adrian Ruiz person, were driving up and down the street. That's what it says. I spoke to the witnesses. They stated they were outside in the yard having a barbecue. They stated they had seen the above listed car driving up and down the street all day, but had not seen anyone in the apartment or any adults around the apartment from at least 7 p.m. Witness stated the party had been outside since 7 p.m. Witness stated they were listening to music and he heard something that sounded like screaming, so he turned down the music. Witness stated that they heard loud banging and screaming and looked to the incident location and they saw victim one, and victim one is the 3-year-old, banging on the window and crying. They spoke to the victim. The victim said she was all alone. She was hungry and thirsty. And then the witness went to the front door to try to see if an adult was at home. And the witness stated the front door was wide open, but the screen door was locked. Witness called the victim to the front of the house and had the victim unlock the door. And that's when they arrived on the scene. So that's what I'm reading. So why are you driving up and down the street with Adrian Ruiz, and who is he to you? Is that your boyfriend? Who is he?
My ex-boyfriend now.
All right, so ex-boyfriend now? Was he your ex-boyfriend then?
No,
All right, so this is my problem. You were with this Adrian Ruiz. Is he the biological father of any of these children?
no.
So stop with the nonsense. What ended up happening is you are how old?
Me too.
You're 22. You're still acting as though you're out here in the streets single with no children. And what you have done is you put Adrian Ruiz Jr. How old is he?
He's 25.
He's 25. I guarantee you, he doesn't want to be saddled down with 2 children. And you're riding up and down the street with this person while your 3-year-old and your other child who's younger than the 3-year-old are at home starving, don't have anything to drink or any food. Did you have food that day?
I have food, yes.
Did you drink that day?
Yes, so did
They
my
didn't.
children.
Because guess what? These children, some of them drink milk, some may have water, some of them need their diapers changed. I guarantee you their diapers were not changed and their diapers were dirty because the neighbor said that you had not been there and those children had been there all day
No,
by
you're-
themselves.
They weren't there by themselves all day. I was there all day with them.
No, they say you were driving up and down street with your then boyfriend. And here's the thing, I understand things get dicey for young people. They're just like, you know what? I want to live my life. I'm settled with these 2 children. And I was putting my dreams and my hopes and my stars and my moon on the biological father of these children. He's not stepping up. I'm not receiving child support. And you know what? People should be thinking about that before they start having a lot of children. You understand?
Yeah.
And anything could have happened to these young children.
I understand.
Could have been instead of this nice person who was knocking on the door trying to take care of your children, could have been somebody who's a child molester and like, hey, this is a cute little baby. And then you would have been on the news screaming, somebody took my child, I don't know where they are, help me please. When it was because you were being a horrible mother. You understand?
I understand that.
I don't think you do. I think 2 years down the line, there's going to be another boyfriend. And the reason why I say that is because when mothers have child protective services cases, you know what people always tell them? Don't get involved with any more guys. Concentrate on getting a job, bettering yourself, and taking care of your children. And you know what always happened? During the middle of CPS, when children are being returned, next thing you know, mother has a new boyfriend, somebody from prison that, oh, he's changed, he's a great guy. And in the meantime, you're putting your children's lives in danger. And children don't get to say, hey, you know what, mom, you're making some stupid decisions out here and it's going to impact me. People don't care because you're all in your feelings with this Adrian Ruiz Jr. guy. And guess what? If he were a good guy, you know what he would have said? I will come visit you at your house, but you cannot leave infants to take care of themselves. Instead, he didn't. And now you're telling me some lame story about you going to your friend's house to help her with a boyfriend that's being abusive when you don't even have your life in order. If her boyfriend were being abusive, you would have picked up the phone and called the police. Because what are you going to do? Are you going to get over there and fight a guy? No, you're just doing silly stuff and putting your child's life in danger. And I'm going to do this no contact order. If CPS wants her to have contact with her children, then what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna have to appear, they can appear by Zoom if they want to appear by Zoom and come to me with the child's ad litem and say why there should be a contact order. How far did you go in school?
I got my GED.
And what have you been doing with your life other than having children and driving up and down the street with Mr. Ruiz?
I was going to cosmetology school for a little bit, but I didn't have babysitters, so I stopped going and I started going to Toyota Mutex. That's when I was working there for a little bit. I got into this program called Goals. And I was doing that basically, I get monthly payments, I would get monthly payments from them. I had to make goals and I get incentives for completing goals.
Here's the thing, when people decide to have children, they should decide to have children and have plans for who is gonna be the babysitter. You understand? There's a $1,500 fine that'll be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. TAP evaluation in custody, follow recs. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There should be no contact with Adrian Ruiz Jr. If I could, if it were legal, I wouldn't let you have any contact with any adult male until you get your life in order and put your children first. But I'm not allowed to do that. So no contact with Adrian Ruiz or the complainants, CPS compliance, the MRT, 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once parenting classes are complete, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice, and counsel if Child Protective Services gives her parenting classes, which they should, those will be acceptable. And it will be 4 years deferred adjudication. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, sir.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing with CPS cases. If you're not going to put your children first, just let them know and say, you know what, this person can adopt them. I have no intention of putting them first. The man is always going to come first. You understand? Don't waste their time and break their hearts. All right, good luck to you. All right, we're going on recess.
Your Honor, may I approach briefly?
Yes. Just 1 second. We'll wait for probation.
Yeah, that's what Patrick told me to take.
Have you already conferred with the state?
Yes, Judge.
Who is the prosecutor on this?
Ashley.
All right, no problem. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 5374 State versus Juan Eduardo Calleros. Can I have the parties announced for the record? State,
Ashley Jones for the state.
defense.
On behalf of Juan Eduardo Calleros.
It's not Calleros. The 2 L's are a Y. I'm telling you, it's hard when you look at the name. I always, in my mind, I have to say, it's a Y, it's a Y.
Calleros.
Oh, I don't. Now I'm gonna mispronounce it. Are you Juan Calleros?
Yes.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Juan Eduardo Calleros who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 5374 for the offense of possession with intent to deliver controlled substance, penalty group 2, 1 to 4 grams on July 29th, 2024 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, the state's going to proceed on violation of condition number 1 on or about the 27th day of December 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Juan Eduardo Calleros committed the offense of terroristic threat in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
State?
The state will waive the remaining violation.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1? The court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. You need to say yes or
Yes,
no.
ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement was to plead true to violation of condition number 1, and then we are going to go open to the court.
All right. Any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, except for Mr.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Juan Eduardo Calleros.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Not Mr. Gallegos, not Gallegos. Not 21.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You just pled true to the offense of terrorism, yes?
Oh, yes,
So that occurred back in December of 24,
yes, sir.
and who was the alleged victim in that?
My child's mother's, which is Haley Gomez. My,
Your child's mother is Haley.
yes,
And her mom is Tiffany.
Tiffany
What's Tiffany's last name?
Gomez.
Okay. Um,
So I'm sorry, who is the complainant in the terroristic threat?
Tiffany Gomez, his child's mom's.
The grandmother of your child?
Yeah, there
Okay,
you go.
all right, thank
It
you.
would fit better. But while you're on probation, how are your UAs been coming out?
I've been clean
Except
except
August.
August. Yeah, but that's when I first started, man. So they told me I was gonna come out dirty because I did used to smoke a lot. But ever since I've been coming out clean.
Have you completed any classes as part of
Yes,
your
parenting class.
Okay, do you have a certificate?
Yes.
That we do have a certificate for the course.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
And once you made a bond on this motion to revote, and the underlying misdemeanors that you then picked up, the reason for this motion. Have you been on GPS?
Yes,
And
I'm
have
on it right now.
You want it right now? Have you had any issues since you made the bond?
No, I mean, no, sir.
Okay, you've been on full house arrest. You haven't even been able to go to work or anything. And you've been relying on,
Well, my savings and income tax.
okay, so the income tax.
Yeah,
Okay. And you're accepting responsibility for something that occurred back on the December 27th, 2024, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, now, I'm looking at a probation report that the probation is asking to add a hostility management class.
That's
So
fine.
And then intensive outpatient treatment, which the probation, which was recommended back in January. of
Yes, and I
2025.
accepted it, but I was supposed to start the 25th, but she said to wait on it. I don't know why, but she just told me to wait on it.
And then they're also recommending having no contact with Tiffany
Okay.
and Haley.
Hey, well, I can have contact either way because my CPS case is not over. So I'm going to like therapy and stuff for it until they clear me. That's when I could go back.
Okay, you're entering this Child Protective Services also?
Yes,
Okay, and then last night you emailed or texted me a copy of the report from CPS, correct?
yes, sir.
And Judge, he texted this report to me at 1:30. I printed it out and I left it on the counter.
That's okay.
So I don't have anything for you to read unless you want to look it up on my phone. And it's just progress, progress notes that he has seen a therapist, he has seen it twice. And they're just now beginning a treatment plan for him for anxiety and various mental health conditions.
Alright.
I can print that out if you like, but
No,
I had a copy.
any objection to the court reading from counsel's phone?
No
I
objection, Your Honor.
printed it out and left it on the counter, Judge.
It happens. Thank you.
What are you asking the judge for today?
To keep me on probation?
Continue on deferred adjudication?
Yes,
Okay, and the deferred is important to you, why?
because, well, I have a permanent residence. I don't want to lose missing out on the citizenship.
You're a permanent resident alien?
Yes,
And have you talked to an immigration lawyer like yesterday?
yes, I did.
Okay. And they urged you to attempt to keep that deferred in place,
Yes, sir.
and that if you were either convicted of this charge or the terroristic threat charge, it would affect your ability to stay in the country.
Yes, sir.
You understood that?
Yes,
And that was a lawyer out of Dallas?
yes. But they told me if I get a probation, it has to be less than 80. Yes.
Judge, I have no more questions.
Any further questions?
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly. Hi, Mr. Harris.
Uh,
So,
Excuse me, just 1 second. On the back row, we're on the record. If you all want to speak, you'll need to ask the deputy to move your client to the other end. All right, you may proceed.
back in July of 2024, you were placed on deferred adjudication probation for the possession charge, and then also an unlawful carrying of a weapon charge, right? And that was a firearm in that case?
Yes.
Okay. And you understood that for deferred adjudication, if you were to mess up, you would be subject to the full range of punishment
Yes.
at that time.
Mhm.
And you understand that messing up is committing any wrong.
Oh, yes.
And here you had two new offenses, is that correct? Okay. And we're proceeding on one, the terroristic threat. That terroristic threat, the basis of that, that was a firearm. Is that correct?
I mean, that's what they said, but there was no, it just, since, well, my girlfriend's mom, she knows that, like, my cases. So like, she don't really like me, so like, she'll try to do anything she can to put me in jail.
Okay, does she not like you because her daughter shows up with bruises?
Well, that was the first time we ever got in a fight, but like, she just don't like me in general. I don't know why.
Okay, so it's Haley's fault or Tiffany's fault?
Well, I'm not saying it's their fault, because, I mean, I did hit her. So it's just, even before that, she didn't like me, so like, there's just another reason for her to like not like me. So, yeah.
Do you think a reason for her not liking you could be that you have firearms in the home with her daughter and her daughter shows up with bruises?
That's just, she don't even know if I had like have guns in the house. Just because she knows of my previous charges, she's assuming that I have it. And since that happened, like she tried to like put that in there.
Well, you're aware that the police report says that she saw you with the firearm, is
Yeah,
that
but
correct?
I mean, I came out shirtless, shorts. I don't think I had a firearm on my shorts.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, anything else?
I have no follow-up questions, Judge.
Any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No, Your Honor.
Not from the state.
Do you have a copy?
Yes. They sent it by email, but I just don't review them until both parties say they have no objection, since it's hearsay. Probation. In this case, what is the recommendation? And it is Mr. Calleros.
Yes, Judge. According to the court summary, Judge, the recommendation is to include, to amend the conditions to include the no contact order with the victims, hostility management, and intensive outpatient treatment.
All right, so I'm going to explain something to you, sir. For this court, whether you are a citizen or not a citizen is not an issue for the court. So, for example, if someone before me was a citizen, and if I were to make the decision to continue them, I would continue them. If somebody before me wasn't a citizen, I wouldn't say, they're not a citizen, so I'm not going to continue them. Now, if they're in the country illegally, that may be something completely different because you're breaking the law. But your attorney has informed me that you're here legally. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. All right. And the court will note that you have completed the classes that I've required of you, and this is something completely different. I never ordered a no contact order because the case you're on is a drug case, and there was never anything that was presented to the court that there were some issues with violence. The court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. The court will deny the motion, alternate amending conditions to include the hostility course. There's going to be CPS compliance because I see Child Protective Services is involved. There's to be no contact with Mahala Iris Gomez or Dallas Gomez.
They messed up on his name. It's Dallas Calleros. I don't know if that's important. So,
All right, is
yeah.
Dallas the child?
Yes, that's my baby. He's 3 months.
All right, so here's my question with regards to contact with the child.
Mhm.
Usually in CPS cases, state CPS will allow for supervised visitation. I think the order should be changed to say that he is not to have any contact with the child without CPS supervision. So if CPS decides that he's not to have contact, they're not going to let him have contact. But if CPS were to do supervision, usually it's done at an office, and that's where they supervise.
Oh.
So, yes,
But they told me I can, but I have to have like my friend or somebody with me.
no,
Oh,
I'm
they
not doing
Oh.
that where you have to have a friend. The person who will be supervising is somebody from CPS. And that's based upon, I know you've completed the parenting classes, but obviously there's something that is not working with you, okay?
Okay.
So there's to be no contact with Mahala Gomez, and there's to be supervised contact by a CPS worker with And what is your child's name?
Dallas Coyotes.
All right, Dallas Calleros. And let me see. There is to be intensive outpatient treatment. All right, and with regards to the GPS, do y'all still want it full or you want to allow him to work?
We would look at full, Your Honor. The state's position.
They put the GPS on as a condition of, between that and, I'm assuming the dismissal on the assault. Probably wouldn't go forward. The GPS, the original reason for the GPS would come off.
I think he should remain on some type of GPS. The only issue for the court is whether he should be allowed to work. Now, this stacks of cash that was laying on his desk, I don't know how much cash it was. It doesn't say it. Does anybody know?
The state does not.
I was told it was $500, Judge.
Oh, $500?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a lot of ones.
Well, well, we know what a lot of wands usually mean. Nobody at the bank is handing out wands.
It just savings from a long time because I would piggy bank and you roll them up, but like there's too many ones I don't want to roll up.
Oh, so you're saying this is not something you received from the bank. This is just you rolling up wands.
Well, like not like that. It just I put in the savings like that because I got to roll them up so they could fit.
Oh, okay. All right. That explains things. All right. So I'm going to order a GPS, waive fees, and it will be partial until further notice. And it's partial for employment and completion of CPS services. So CPS, if they are going to arrange visitation for you, it will have to be at their location. So I know he'll have to travel to that location to do it. All right. Is there, yes.
Also, I was trying to enroll in school, because my probation and my CPS, so my therapist, he told me there's this program called Project Quest. So I'm trying to see what I could do. I already applied for it, but I didn't have a birth certificate, so I had to go get one.
Well, I will tell you this. What I said was CPS compliance and that you're allowed partial GPS for employment and completion of CPS.
Okay.
So if that's something that CPS is requiring, you will be allowed to do that. However, you need to make sure you're in contact with your probation officer and letting them know. CPS says, I have to go to Project Quest. This is where it's located. This is the time I will be there. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And there's something else you need to realize. You're looking at 20 years in the prison. You understand? All right. Anything else from either side?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Judge, I'm sure there is, but I can't think of it at the moment. I have no other questions.
All right. We can go off the record. Is there anything you need, anything you do not understand?
No, ma'am, I understand everything.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for addressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
Probation, I'm sorry, just 1 second. Probation, is there anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 0497 State versus Gennaro Reyna. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Eric Hernandez for Mr. Reyna.
And are you Mr. Reyna?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and State's motion to supplement pending motion to revoke probation with your attorney? And did you understand it?
Your Honor, if I may, we have
Yes.
not had a chance to review that document. Mr. Reyna is asking to have a bond set and time to hire an attorney.
All right, so y'all need to review the document and then approach. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2022 CR 1156 State versus Isaiah Gibson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Robert Mauer for defendant.
And are you Mr. Gibson?
Yes, sir.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Isaiah Caleb Gibson who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 1156 for the offense of theft $30,000 to $150,000 on November 16th, 2023 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 2 on or about the 22nd day of March 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Isaiah Caleb Gibson, failed to submit to your analysis as directed by supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State,
We waive and abandon the remainders, Your Honor.
any objection?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor, after conferring with probation, the proposed agreement for the court's consideration is to deny the state's motion, alter and amend the defendant's conditions to reflect intensive allocation, ISP, high-risk caseload, sober support meetings, and then the UA hotline for at least 60 days.
That's your understanding, Judge, but ask the court to follow it.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Isaiah Antonio Keller Gibson.
All right, why are you not doing well on probation?
I had housing issues at the time. Me and my
What are
wife.
your issues?
Well, I didn't have nowhere to stay at the time, and I didn't want to call nobody for help, thinking I could do it on my own. And me and my mom wasn't seeing eye to eye. Well, I wasn't seeing eye to eye with my mom.
His mom's here,
called.
Judge.
I just never really called to ask my mom, because every time I called, ask my mom, she always gave me hard love, and I didn't like that, and I wasn't accepting that.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 27.
You gotta get your life together. Instead of spending all this money on tattoos.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can spend money on tattoos if you have a place to stay, but if you don't have a place to stay, all of these luxury items, you shouldn't be spending money on that. And I'm sure your mom is just tired. Like, how many times can your mom tell you to do what's right?
She didn't have to tell me what it wants. She just had to tell me at all, honestly.
So it's like, how many times must she do this? I'm sure she didn't raise you to be on probation and to commit criminal acts.
I know she did.
All right, and then there are other things in the motion to revoke, and I'm assuming that's why you all are addressing it with intensive outpatient treatment or want to do that?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so here's the thing. Marijuana, my understanding, not from my experience, but what I've seen from television, maybe Menace to Society and other programming.
Movie.
Marijuana, usually you just around a group of people and it's puff, puff, pass, and nobody's charging anybody. But maybe somebody will bring a drink, you know, but usually for cocaine, that costs money. That you've been spending it on that. You need to get employment and get your life together. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I'm going to give you a choice. And the reason why I'm giving you a choice is because I'm being told that this is what probation is recommending. Is that correct, probation? So here are your choices. I will send you to prison for 2 years. You go do your time, you come out. Maybe you change your life, maybe you don't. You'll just be another person who went to prison. Or I can follow these conditions. But if I follow these conditions and you come back before me, you're looking at up to 10 years in the prison. So those are your two choices. You can either do the 2 years in prison today, or I will follow the agreement that has been reached. Do you need to discuss that with your attorney? So what do you wish to do?
Follow the agreement.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. You are going to get employment, and part of it is I'm going to want employment for him. Of course, probation, no harmful, no product, sorry, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I know that I've stated that previously with you. And you're going to have employment within 30 days of release, and knock your pride aside, because I know they're hiring at McDonald's, and they're just hiring anybody at McDonald's now because their fries don't taste the same. But I know they're hiring there. I know they're hiring at Burger King. I see so many signs saying help wanted. And what I can tell you, McDonald's, I don't know about Burger King, but I know at McDonald's, they will pay for your higher level education.
Bill Miller as well.
And Bill Miller's as well, which they removed right from downtown. Now we have to walk extra. But
It's not real barbecue.
all right, as a side note, do you know, when I first came to San Antonio, because Bill Miller's was on every corner, I thought that was the barbecue of Texas. I tried it. I'm just gonna let that sit there. All right, it's fine. All right, there, you're gonna have employment within 30 days. So when you get out of custody, you need to hit the pavement running to get employment. Probation will give you a list of places to go to as well. And if you are not able to get employed, you had better show at least 5 places per day where you've tried to get employment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's going to be intensive outpatient treatment with probation, and you are going to do the UA hotline. You're gonna have to call in. So either you're gonna have to get a cell phone, somebody to loan it to you so you can call in, or either you're gonna have to go down to probation, use their phone to call in. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's gonna be field visits until further notice. And that will be 1 time per month until further notice. Is there anything else probation? All right, and you'll be on ISP high risk caseload. Anything else probation? We'll start with once a week, and we'll do once a week for 3 months. And if there's a positive UA, then of course a motion to revoke will be filed. If there's not, then we'll move to at least testing once every 2 weeks, and we'll do it in those increments. Is there anything else you need from me to be successful?
I have to get an ID when I get out, and usually at the DMV, when you put a appointment in, it's like 2 weeks or a month in advance, and then after you put your appointment in. So that
I will
might be
tell
the
you
only
this.
delay.
If you go in and you talk to people and you present them with, I'm trying to improve my lot in life, I desperately need this ID. The judge is telling me I need a job in 30 days. Sometimes people will work with you. I ended up going to get my license, and I thought it would be an easy thing to do. I didn't know you had to set an appointment. And we can go off the record, my license was going to expire like the next day. And so I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. I go in there, line is out the door. It took me 45 minutes to actually find a place that was open, because they have places like, this is where you go to do your license, and it wasn't. I find it and I tell the lady, I said, I had no idea we had to sign up. My license is going to expire tomorrow. Can you help me? You know what she said? Tell you what, it's going to be a long wait, but just stand. I'm like, fine with waiting. I was there for about 2 hours, and I was fine with being there for 2 hours because they were helping me. So express yourself and tell them the desperation with which you need it, and you get it.
Just gonna say, and I think if you can at least show that you're going and applying for jobs, that you're making the effort while you're getting your ID, I think that you can show that to probation, will show the effort. What she doesn't want you to do is just decide you don't have an ID, so you're not gonna do anything. So you gotta
Yes.
get motivated.
And then when they interview you and they ask you, when can you start working? You know what your answer should be? Now. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and stop breaking your mom's heart. I'm sure she doesn't want to be here today for this.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to
Thank
you.
you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Maybe excuse.
Yes.
See you one, Judge.
All right, thank you. Yes.
We're ready on Brandon whenever the court's ready to address him again.
All right, and what's your client's last name? I'm sorry.
Reina?
Raina?
Renato Reines?
All right, just give me one moment. Do I still have it?
Oh, my God.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. No, the only person I have up here is De Jesus and Dean. Oh, no problem. All right, so where are we on this motion to revoke?
Your Honor, you had asked me to review the motion with him. I did review the allegations on both the original motion and the amended motion.
All right, are you all ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
Your Honor, Mr. Reina would like time to hire an attorney and seek the court setting him a bond. I've explained to him his rights as far as being true or not true today and what that would mean.
All right,
That
so-
said, we're prepared to proceed as much as possible.
All right, so then what we'll do is we'll reset this so you can hire an attorney, and that attorney will take up any bond matters. And we are bringing this back, Ms. Ferguson. Bring this back in 10 days for a contested hearing. Whoever you're hired needs to be prepared for the contested hearing.
Do you understand, Mr. Reina? Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what date, Ms. Ferguson?
Can
All
I,
right, so we're going to be back on March 31st for your contested hearing.
can I say something?
Sure.
Can I have a bond that I could,
You'll need an attorney to present that. So once you hire your attorney, we'll be back on March 31st. Make sure that they're prepared to go into contested hearing, okay?
okay, do I get it from y'all or do I have to hire somebody else? I don't know how this works.
I'll discuss that with you.
All right, your attorney will discuss that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2025 CR 002-575 and 002-576, State versus Khadijah Brittany Pettis. Can I have the parties announced?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
State,
Andrew Harris.
defense,
John Young?
and are you Miss Pettis?
Yes.
Counsel, in each of these cause numbers, have you received all discovery and reviewed it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Miss, in each cause number, did you review application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictments?
Do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented in each cause?
Yes, Judge.
And each cause number, Miss, did you review the document entitled admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in each cause number, you're charged with fraudulent possession of prescription medication as second-degree felonies?
Yes,
Range
ma'am.
of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into pleas in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in each of the cause numbers, if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Miss, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration 2025 CR 002-578, 2025 CR 002-579, 2025 CR 002-581. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only evidence that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years and there be no contact with Walgreens. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in each cause number, how do you plead?
No contest.
State in each cause number, any evidence?
Contained in exhibit 1 and attachments, Judge.
No objection, Your Honor.
State you may be excused. Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
My client resides in Chicago, Cook County, Illinois, Your Honor. We would request that the probation be transferred to that location.
All right. What brings you to San Antonio?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, you have warrants here? So
Yes.
was she transferred from,
From Chicago, Your Honor.
He was taken into custody there, I believe, on the 1st of December
Yes,
and was transferred here.
Do you have any children?
yes,
What are their ages?
11,
So you have one child,
just one,
all right? And
yes,
who is your child with now?
his father.
And when's the last time you had employment?
A what?
When was the last time you had employment?
Probably 2 years.
All right, so how are you supporting yourself?
I had came into a trust fund.
People in the trust funds, they need to make sure it goes to the right people. Here's the thing. I love this movie called The Descendants with George Clooney. And you know what he said when everybody was trying to figure out how much money they're going to get for selling property? He said, one thing you should do with children. He said, you should always give them enough money so that they can do what they want to do, but not enough money so they can do nothing. So in this court, when people are on probation, I require that they have employment. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in each cause number, the court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's to be a transfer to Cook County, Illinois. What I can tell you about that transfer, you're not on probation out of Cook County until probation grants you leave to go to Cook County. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And so what were you doing with these drugs?
Taking it.
What, ingesting them yourself?
Yes.
All right. There's to be a TAP evaluation in custody, follow recommendations. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
High school.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to order parenting classes. 100 hours will be deducted upon completion of parenting classes. And the remaining 100 hours will be deducted if you obtain a higher level of education or if you obtain a certificate from some sort of trade school. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? And I'm sorry, in taking consideration 2025 CR 002578, 002579, and 002581.
May I approach the judge?
Yes. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you sign it and understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record in this court. To be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.